So yes, we're getting together again, same as last week. And this week it's a bit different. It's going to be on the we will be talking mainly about the COVID model for personal growth. And it's just like a funny wordplay that we created to just give some tips and tools to navigate through these times. So yeah, just a few guidelines from the beginning. Make sure you have pen and paper. If you don't have it, go get it. And we will do some practical exercises. So it's more tangible, and you can really see the effects of these exercises in real time. And yeah, just I'll give you some time to get that.
Maybe you want to introduce yourself beforehand.
All right, yes.
Last time we forgot that too.
Last time we forgot to introduce ourselves. We just assume everybody knows us, but some people only know one of us. So I'm Carolina, and
I'm Julian.
He's Julian.
We both studied together here in Groningen in the university, and did together the masters. We're still doing it, and due to the Corona thing, now we thought, okay, why not using all the knowledge that we got out of the masters and the bachelors and present it to other people so it can get better through those times. And so we kind of teamed up on doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sort of the idea behind it.
Who we are.
Yeah.
So today's session is going to be 40 minutes of us talking and doing some exercises. It's going to be hopefully less talking and more practical, but yeah, we will probably have to do some talking because of the circumstances. But it will be the first 40 minutes. It's going to be the main webinar, let's say, and then we will have 20 minutes for Q&A. Q&A is questions and answers. So if any exercises prompt up any questions, or if you didn't understand the concept, make sure you stick for the Q&A, and then you can ask us directly whatever it is that you that you're still wondering about. So shall we start?
What's like your plan? Well, before we really start, what is that? So yeah, of course, we also see the comments constantly. So if something is unclear, I don't know, you want more specific to the exercises or something like that, just write it there so we can adjust and make it specific, maybe also to your problems, to your situation right now. So just throw things in that you feel like we could adapt or change or make better.
Yes. So day 16 of the quarantine. For us it's day 16. For you, maybe it's day 10, maybe day 8, maybe it didn't start yet. It's very different in each country. But what it meant for us, and for me personally, it was a lot of realizing about the social distancing and starting to miss my friends and being with people around. So I think that before the first week or so, I was super chill. It's oh yeah, I can handle this, and
no exams.
No exams. Life is good. But this week was more okay, let's face this distance and let's start to get real about the time that we have to spend with ourselves. And in the beginning, yeah, I would think that it was an option to spend time with yourself. Now I know it's not. Now I know it's a fact that you will spend time with yourself. And how you spend that time with yourself, it's completely up to you. And you can be overthinking, you can be just getting anxious, getting depressed, being bored, whatever. Or you can also be growing, taking all these things that I just mentioned and turning them into something for the better, to grow resilience, to get stronger, to get more adaptable in any way. So this is why we're doing this, because we're also going through this process. And it is for us also like this exploration of, okay, how are we dealing with the quarantine, and how can we share tips and things like concepts to help other people navigate through it. So yeah, anything to add?
Yeah, so our main idea was that really the concepts and also the time before that we were like using exercises, using our daily routines to keep us sane. For us, so far helped us pretty well to like continue with like the daily tasks, but now obviously a lot of things added on top of that, and like worries about the family or how you deal with like maybe also remote work, how you deal with the future, how you pay your rent, all those things coming up now, and how can you use some of the tools to keep you sane, basically, to get through this time and to yeah, well, maybe even thrive or make the best out of it.
Yeah, what he said. So this is a great time to audit your life, and what we prompt you to ask yourself right now is, okay, what is your routine looking like right now? Do you have a routine? Like, what does your day look like? How is your life? Like, what is your general perception of life? And is there something you can do to make it better or easier to experience? I'll say that again. Is there something you can do to make it better or easier to experience? We will write these questions in the chat, so you can think of them now or think of them later. But this is what we will address today. Like, if there's any way for us to change our perspective, to change our point of view, then we will try to find that and see if that helps us moving forward. We'll explain the COVID model.
Sure. Yeah, so like these questions maybe also like recur throughout the whole theme. So like that is called basically the theme what we based the whole webinar today on. Like how can we answer those questions and help you to discover it for yourself in a way. Well, as next we then start with the COVID model and like why we came up with this and like what does it entail. Well, to state it, oh yeah, here's a nice example of that.
We didn't get a blackboard yet.
Coming soon.
Yes.
So what it basically says, like here as you see, like the C and the D are like underscored. These are the main two things you want to get from the current state that you're in into the desired state, whatever that means for you. So it's like really broad in the sense, but you can apply it to your situation. Basically now in the times of the corona now, but basically also afterwards, just like from A to B you want to get. That's kind of the main theme of it. And then you have the O, V, and I, and that is basically the starting letters for each of the words or techniques you can apply in those states. And for O, it's basically observe. Okay. For O, it's basically observe. For V, it's visualize, and for E is interact or integrate. Okay, that's like pretty rough now.
Yeah.
Maybe like again, like C current state, you want to get into desired state, and you get there through observation, visualization, and integration or interaction.
Yeah. So. And also, one important thing is that when we observe our current state and we determine that, okay, this is who we are now, and then we say, okay, there's a desired state, and this is what I want to get, then we set an intention. Like these arrows are the intention to move towards the desired state. And once you achieve that desired state becomes your current state. So this is sort of the cycle that we can get into. And yeah, it's very convenient that COVID ends with D. Like it starts with C and ends with D. It's perfect. It's the reason why they named it that way. And well, it's important to clarify that the theory or the model that we created is based on actual grounded theories. It's not us just coming up with something out of the blue. This is just a fun wordplay that we did, but it still applies surprisingly well. So yeah, we'll just get through it. So today, the COVID model will be about thoughts and inner monologues, because we we lost all the sources of distraction that we used to have. And this was like, for example, working, like commuting to work, and having Instagram and having videos in YouTube, and we still have all that. But after 2 hours of that, our brain is like, oh my God, please stop. So there's no escaping anymore, like this thinking patterns and this time with ourselves. Um, so today we will focus on making these thinking patterns more adaptive, more helpful towards for us to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. And this is like really short-term goals. Like, we're not thinking about 1 year from now, because we don't know what's going to happen. It's very uncertain right now. So what we will do is take it very slowly, very like the approach of 1 day at a time, like in Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like 1 day at a time, one step at a time. So yeah, do you want to explain the first exercise?
Just like maybe sink it in, like, okay, that's like the idea that we want to keep and add to, like the thinking patterns, the focus on the thoughts, and the inner monologue, and how you can get them from the current state of the monologue, towards the desired state of how you feel better, how you have like for yourself just more engaging, healthier thoughts, whatever that means to you. So yeah, that's the main idea and the theme of today's COVID model webinar. And the first step is, as explained in the beginning, the observation step. And for that, it's basically you scout or observe your brain, what's going on there. How do you, just like what thoughts are coming in, what are the recurring thoughts most of the time. That's like the things we want to look at right now, the thoughts that came up or come up most frequently. And they can range from that you think about what your family's doing, how they whether they're healthy, whether they still have their jobs, how to pay rent, but also can be just like that you miss like friends interaction, or just anything that really comes up. So it's really you observing and trying to get deeper into what thoughts are recurring and like what do they do to me. And so for that, we have just a quick exercise for you to do to just figure those things out, like what is a recurring thought. And so a couple of like minutes to think about what are the 2 to 3 most important things that are recurring in your head, and come back over and over again, and put you into a state that you either like or not. It doesn't really matter. It's just really what are the recurring thoughts that you have.
Yeah, and this is to meet you where you are. It's not like meant to depress you or anything. So if your thoughts right now are very happy and very positive, just write them down, because there's an opportunity also for nurturing those and giving space to those thoughts. But if you are, let's say like half and half, or more leaning towards the negative side, try to put down these worries. Try to put down, like, for example, I'm scared of what's going to happen. Somebody I know got sick, or I don't know how we'll pay rent, stuff like that. That is in your head, and it's taking up space. We just put it on paper and we observe it for now. So we will give you a minute so you can fill it out for yourself. And we highly encourage you to do this, because it is quite helpful to see where our mind goes when we are not paying attention. And it can really help you to change the perspective. Also, the exercises are in the chat.
Not the COVID model.
Not the COVID model for some reason, but the exercise is there.
Okay. Of course, if you have a question or feel like it's not really clear or you don't know what to do, just write it in the comments or send us even a direct message, and just we can answer that for you.
Yeah.
For now, just try to focus on, okay, what thoughts are recurring, and give it some time to come up.
Yeah.
Maybe get a tea.
Yeah. We're not actually counting the seconds, so it's gonna be roughly the time that we said. Hopefully it's enough.
So
Hopefully you wrote some things down. And the idea with this exercise is to come back to the present moment. We talked last week about being here now, and this concept also goes hand in hand with taking it one day at a time. So why being here now, even though it might be uncomfortable and it might be hard to stay in the present? It's because it's the only opportunity that we have to actually transform our reality. So we cannot transform the future, we cannot transform the past. We can just observe and transform the present with intention, with direction. So this is a very powerful resource, and it's good if you're feeling good. It's fantastic actually to be in the present if you're feeling good, and it's also good to be present if you're feeling bad. Because when you know that you're feeling bad and you know that you're sitting in this moment right now and it's shitty, then you know that you want to get out. You know that you want to transform it. You want to change your current situation. So let's not underestimate the power of the present, especially right now. Right now, it's very much needed. If we think too far ahead, then our heads are going to go crazy. So, yeah.
So that's kind of the part of like the current state where you're at right now. And as the next part, we're moving into how you create a desired state. Where do you want to head? Now, when you now assess the current state, just based on your thinking patterns, where do you want to head now? And an example on what to do to change or to continue is basically you do have either you're in a good state right now and you enjoy the thinking patterns you have, then of course there's also the way of or the idea, how can I sustain it? How can I continue in this mood and feel continuously like that even in those times? So it doesn't really have to be something negative, but also just another part on what you can do to just change your current state. If it's bad, you can just get an idea of where you want to head. And for me, it's for example that it helps tremendously that I have in the morning some routines, whether it's meditation or some breathing work, to keep myself or get myself into the now and into the present right now, and keep this momentum going. So for me, I'm actually I guess also with this project in a good mood, and I can see the benefits for me. And I luckily don't have in my direct surroundings so many people that are hugely affected by it. So I really try to keep this current positive state going. And for that, I personally have some crucial aspects or daily routines that just keep me going. One is then really the meditation part. I started really breath work, and since recently also again cold showers, which just boost your mood and your activity and
your immune system.
My immune system. Indeed. So yeah, that's something from like the positive side that you can continue doing. And there's also the other part that you visualize a different future, well, tomorrow, that you would like to change.
So for illustrating the visualize part, we will do an exercise. It's going to be a very short meditation, and for this you will have to keep in mind this recurring thoughts that you have in your brain and that you wrote down, and just like surrender for a second into the meditation and experience it. Like I highly encourage you to try it out, even if it feels like you are a bit resistant towards it. Um, yeah, it's a good resource, so it might help you.
Yeah, really like start by putting something away you're doing next to watching the video or listening to the audio, if you want to engage in it. So really just get yourself concentrated on what I will be saying now, just like being able to focus and maybe like, I don't know, close the door when somebody's like loud outside or shut the window to be here in the present. Yeah, just make yourself comfortable and
We will do the same.
we will do the same.
I'm always shorter. Like, I feel like I sit down next to you. It's just bad for my height.
That's less.
I'll just get in front. Okay.
But first, really get yourself a comfortable seat. I don't know whether it's just on the chair or wherever you feel comfortable. And just place your feet then on the ground and just put your shoulders down and sit straight up. So relax, not too much bend. And yeah, just first start by taking 3 deep breaths. Through the nose in, through the mouth out. Feel again, you're seated, whether it's still comfortable, adjust if needed. Just start by observing your breath, wherever it is. Feel it most strongly in your chest, on your belly, or around your nostrils. And without changing, just observe it. Start with a short body scan before we go further into the visualization, which you just right now feel from the top to the toes, how you are feeling, whether there's some comfort or discomfort. Just feel slowly the head towards your toes. The face relaxed, jaw, maybe while breathing out, lowering your shoulders a bit more. Feel the relaxation or some discomfort. Just move towards toes. Slowly getting to thighs, knees, feeling whether the calves are relaxed. And just feeling the floor underneath your feet. Now we just start slowly with the visualization part, in which you imagine yourself on a staircase and taking one step at a time, feeling how your feet is placed on the next step, slowly moving along the stairs. And then you're getting slowly to the end of the staircase. And at the end of the staircase, there's the corridor. Alongside of this corridor, there's some doors. Those doors. And above one of the doors is written, tomorrow. Slowly go towards that door. Press the handle firmly. Just very slowly take a glimpse into that room. It doesn't have to be a room, it can be anything behind that door. And the more you open the door, the more you see how your perfect tomorrow would look like. And there you just see and observe what there is. Maybe hear some sounds. Just feel how it is to be on the other side of the door. How would you like to have tomorrow look like? How should the perfect tomorrow look like? Stay there a bit longer, really experience how that feels. Anything can come up from connection with a person, the exercise you will be doing, the relaxation you will feel, and really anything else. It's not restricted. Maybe take a couple of more deep breaths and slowly get back to the here and now. You start moving your fingers and toes a bit. Maybe make some other bigger movements. Just slowly come back. Just do whatever feels right now. And now still having the image in mind that you just created, take your piece of paper and write down some of the insights or some of the pictures you had and what you would like to just have tomorrow. What were some insights maybe you didn't think of before? And yeah, just write anything down that feels right at the moment.
We can talk. Your forehead. So, well, I would say also check in and see how you're feeling after slowing down a bit, and if that made you change your perspective already, if that made you change a bit your mood or maybe your thinking patterns. And yeah, we can consider this as a break in the momentum that we were having. If we were stuck in a negative momentum and thinking about the same thing over and over again, this sort of breaks the cycle, but it's like a stopping point. And after that, we can reassess and adjust a little bit to, actually align better to what we really want instead of just continuing in this loop. And if your momentum was good, if you were really being really positive and you were having a fun time and everything, it doesn't really stop it. It's just a moment to experience it and enjoy it as well. So it helps to nurture that positive momentum that you were having. And what we would like to also share with you is a short resource to maybe change the perspective a bit on this negative momentum that you were having and this negative thinking patterns. Because right now we were able to observe them. We were able to break the cycle and stop and separate from the thought, realize that we are not that thought is just in our brains. And what we can do to change it is, instead of saying, I'm worried about my family, I'm worried about my rent, I'm worried about this, it could be, what can I do to help my family? What can I do to pay my rent? How can I move around the circumstances, this situation, to adapt better? What is the best position that I can put myself in? So basically changing the statements that you had before running in your head to questions, opportunities for growth, chances to make the situation better. That way you're not stuck in this cycle of just repeating the same thing. And do you want to say about control?
No, maybe still an important part to that is that yes, like some parts seem very hard to change, or in the first, like, especially when, I don't know, maybe a person you or family is abroad or somewhere else, and you are worried that they feel bad or that they're in a bad state, and you can't do anything about their maybe health situation, or they are paying rent or anything like that. That seems super huge, and you feel like, oh, I can't change the state. It might seem like that in the beginning, but what is like a tiny, tiny bit you can actually change in order to make a little change. And then we come to what you just said. Okay, what's in my control? And yes, in your direct control, there's more just things like I have control over me, how I feel, how I interact, and what I do to others. But you also have influence on other people by just giving them mental support, just giving them a call, like, hey, how are you feeling right now? And just by that, you can help other people to get in a better mood. And like that already helps a lot when it gets to like being healthy, just being connected and having healthy thoughts. And yeah, some parts like you don't or you don't know how you would like or how you can pay the rent in the future. That is a worry that some people might have now. It's more in the direction, okay, what needs to happen or what can I personally do in order to just make it more likely? Just make like one step towards, okay, there might be an opportunity. It doesn't have to be, oh, how can I completely change it or how can I completely pay the whole rent for the next 6 months? But rather, what can I do in order to just get one step closer to change it?
Yeah. This goes back to what we were saying in the beginning about taking it one day at a time and one step at a time. Otherwise, it gets overwhelming. So, yeah, just ask yourself, what is the next right step? What is the tiny thing that I can do now to better my stance? And yeah, this is already a very powerful thing that you can do. And this, by the way, we forgot to say, but it's the interact, integrate part of the COVID model.
Yeah.
So just to summarize, C and D are current state and desired state. And you connect them through intention. You, thank you, production. You go from your current state to your desired state using these tools. It can be one, it can be three, it can be none. And they are observation, visualization, and interaction integration. So you can use any of this to move from your current state. And it doesn't have to get to your desired state immediately if it's like a big leap, if it's a big distance, but you can just inch towards this this desired state.
And again, to keep it like really focused on the present, what can you do to change, make a small step towards tomorrow? That's also, again, the insights from the visualization. What parts can you implement tomorrow, or maybe even today, even if it's just like writing down that you would like to do something, even if it's just like sending somebody a note, sending somebody a message, or just making sure that you, I don't know, put down your yoga mat for tomorrow so you do some meditation or some yoga, something like that, very simple. That this can be, and so you can just make a small slight change for tomorrow. And with that experience, it's also more likely that you can do this again because you learned again, okay, I got this experience, I know how to do it, and that already makes it more likely to happen again.
Yeah, because you got trained, like in this webinar, we did like a short training on problem solving. And the problem is in your head. The problem is the thought that it's just recurring. And if you observe it, visualize how you want it to be or what would be the perfect solution, the perfect situation, and then you inch towards that, then you already have a problem-solving method. If you apply it today, you can prove yourself that you can do it. You have it in you. And, oh my God, he has corona. I'm dead, guys. Thank you for just completely lost my train of thought. But, well, what I was saying is that as you incorporate these tools and as you realize that you have the power within you to change your current state, your current reality, then you either change your momentum or gain a new type of momentum. And you bounce back. You bounce back to your life. You bounce back to being in control. You bounce back to being in the reality that you want to live. And it's not just bouncing back, like just getting back on track or something like that. This time you're getting back on track, but with something else, with some value added. And you learned something from this experience, from being stuck, from being worried or whatever. You learned. You were resilient, you were strong, and then you got better, you got out of it. And you can get yourself out of it as many times as you need, because this is what this tool is for. Just to over and over remind yourself that you have the power to change your current reality. Ta-da! Okay. So, anything to add?
No, just really the focus on there's one thing, like one tiny thing that you can just improve for tomorrow that's like seems most crucial to you, and just make sure you somehow make it more likely that you will do it tomorrow. That's basically, if you like need to take one thing of this whole COVID method or model with you, it's really just one thing that you can implement to change your current state tomorrow. Mm-hmm. To put it real simple, that's sort of it, what you should remember.
Yeah, so the rest of the 40 minutes was just us jibber jabber. But, okay, then that's all the content that we have for today. If you would like to receive information on upcoming webinars or the 7-day challenge, no, it's not 5-day challenge. The first challenge is going to be 5 days. We created this 5-day breathing challenge with different breathing techniques. If you need to get yourself out of this momentum that we were talking about, if you need to change your perspective of it, you can use one of these 5 exercises, well, all 5 of them, and just experience what it is to pay attention to your breath and all the funky things that can happen. Next week, also, we will do another webinar. Same place, same time. And
yeah, for information, you can sign up on the website if you haven't done so. So unboxyourself.co is the website to sign up for either, in beginning of next week, there will also be a sign up thing for the breathing challenge. And now, you also get information if you sign up right now to the webinars, the upcoming ones. And yeah, that's sort of it in the group.
We're getting really businessy.
Oh yeah, just like in the end, if you want to stay connected.
Just ignore us.
You want to stay connected to just like things we put continuously out.
Yeah.
Then just let us know.
Yes.
Now, Q&A.
Q&A. So yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
So if you have any questions or anything that like came up during this session, or you wanted to just ask us, or maybe also just feedback, very much appreciated too, that we can improve that. Just let us know, and we can like have a chat, and you can like just put on the mic, and we can just talk if you like to.
Yep.
If not, you can also just send us the message, the questions or the feedback, if you would like to.
Yeah. It would be nice if somebody asked the question, so we get to talk.
Yes. So maybe like if you have a question or want to say something with like other people being able to see it, then just write it in the comments and or put on your mic and just talk, and we can have a chat.
Oh yeah. I
think they can turn it on themselves.
Yeah, if you wanna
you need to
talk,
turn on.
You just turn on your mic.
Yeah.
And you can talk to us directly, or you can ask a question in the chat.
Yes. So.
Or just say hi,
Just.
At this moment, I will just take anything. Just.
Or bye.
A joke. Or a bye. It's like, okay, that's enough. I need to go on with my day. That also works.
Is still anyone there? Just like a hand. Hello? Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting us know that
you're still alive.
Yes, everybody's still there. Thin air now. Oh, okay. Is that like free?
Floaty?
Floaty? Nice. Hi. Oh, thank you guys for writing. That's
Super cute.
yes, that's super cute. So if anyone has questions, please let us know. And otherwise, excited for the challenge. Yes, that's going to be probably on Wednesday. I think we said
Yeah, the release.
April 1st will be the first day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice. Using the model for professional coaching. Well, it's not necessarily approved by the International Psychology Association yet.
No, Wednesday will be the challenge, the breathing challenge.
It will start.
So there, I guess since you signed up for the webinar through the email, you get the invite for the breathing challenge. So then you can just sign up and get the videos. So basically, just a quick thing. The challenge will be that every day you get a new video sent by email, and you can just try out the new breathing technique, and the next day you will get another one.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're asking if I can translate things that were not clear. I can do that, yes, in WhatsApp. And Bernd asked, yeah, Wednesday we will continue. No, this kind of sessions will happen on Sundays.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and during the quarantine. That's what we set it up to be. And yeah, we will add the challenges to the content that we're publishing. And is it possible to use the model? Are we free to share the model? Yes, definitely, for sure. Please do it. And we created it because we thought it was a funny way to, just disguise personal growth with the current situation.
Just to put some techniques and tools into something like attention grabbing, I guess. But just like the tools itself, the 3 steps in there are, I guess, sort of well known. So of course, feel free to share just like this in a compact way.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Nice. Is this part of the whole university project? No, it's not. It's not part of the university. We just met in the university, but
Yeah, actually, I might be able to connect that to my master thesis project since I cannot do physical workshops anymore.
Yeah, same.
I might be able to do that in such a way.
Yeah, same. But yeah, no, it's not. It's like our independent thing because we are personal growth nerds. So we took this opportunity as a chance to just share that with everyone.
An image to share.
An image to share. Like, it's not
Sure.
enough the beautiful paper that I just did.
No, let's create one. Yeah, let's do one.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we actually.
We actually have it.
Oh, yeah.
We actually have it.
And for one ongoing year, will continue.
Oh, we will continue during the quarantine. Whatever whatever long that takes. Whatever. The wrong.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh yeah, of course you can always share that. We're happy if that helps anyone. Literally, really.
Yes.
Whatever long that takes.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how long we will do it. It's our commitment to both for us to stay sane and to help other people to stay sane.
Yeah, and also if you feel or see somebody else struggling or would like to share that with or you think might be helpful, of course share the picture we will give you and just let them know about unboxyourself.co that they can sign up for the webinars and maybe the challenges.
Yeah. Exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah. So anything else? Or anyone wants to ask a question in your voice? Decided to speak.
Show their face.
Hey, can you hear me? Yes. It must be a little bit awkward for you to talk through text. Julie reading everybody's texts. So I have a question or maybe something I'm interested in hearing others' opinions about.
Yes.
So now I'm working from home and I have 2 jobs and I do it all from home. So I'm actually not leaving my house except for when I go on a walk or something like that. And I'm really interested in how you guys experience working from home all the time. Because actually I was surprised that I'm not that efficient at home. And it kind of surprised me, because I know how it works. I know how to structure my day, blah, blah, blah. But still, I can't figure out a super efficient way to work at home. So maybe it's cool to hear some suggestions or tips from you guys, or maybe from the people who are also listening to tackle the problem.
I would say that, well, again, finding a super efficient way to work it's work. So it's like a long process. It's a big goal. So in that case, what I would say is like divide it in small chunks of actionable steps that you can take, and maybe not have this very big goal in mind, but actually have something like, okay, this morning I will do this and this and this task. Just limit it to a few tasks and make sure you complete them so you gain some trust in you. And after you are done with that, then you can add more things or not.
I also use now very easy the Pomodoro technique to just for 25 minutes you just focus on one task and then take off, because the part that I usually experience is when I work constantly at home, that I just follow through with tasks where I'm not super focused anymore, but I still continue. And then distracted, or you're not actually putting out a lot of output anymore. And so the number one thing is for me to take breaks, to really take a break, leave the work there, even though you think I could just do a little bit more, but I could be productive right now. But the break is a lot more productive, at least in my case, to rethink, is that the most important part right now? Or is there anything else that needs to be done right now more efficiently or to make it better?
Like breaking the momentum, because we were talking about negative momentum, but it can also be like this automatic robot momentum that we create when we're working and submerged in this task, and then we become zombies. And if you just step out of it, you come with refreshed energy or a different perspective, and that really helps.
Yeah. So really just a 5-minute walk in between can move mountains.
Yeah, and also finding different things to do that you're comfortable with in your own house. Like, for example, dancing or just doing, I do that.
Yeah, why not?
When you just get up and dance or something. But yeah, just stuff that you can do with it, in your house, cook something or just read a book, put on some music, submerge yourself in that, and try to create these different spaces in your day to enjoy different parts of the human experience, let's say, because they're working is one, but then there's in art, there's food is a very important part that we get to still enjoy, so that's really good.
Nice question.
Okay, a question.
Or more.
I'm having trouble disconnecting from work while working from home. It's like I have nowhere to go, so I forget to do it. Okay, wait.
So you forget to disconnect?
You forget, okay. She forgets to disconnect. Yes.
Same.
Same. We cannot help you with that because we have the same problem. No. Now, the way, for example, that I've been a freelancer for years, and the way that I deal with it is I set up a time where I cut it. It's gone. After 6, I'm done. I don't open the computer. I don't look at the messages. I don't do anything else. And this really helps me to separate the working life from the personal life. Also, my coworkers all talking all the time by WhatsApp, and that's not helping. Yeah, well, then you can just simply say, okay, people, after 7, I'm not available. I'll just reply tomorrow. And set some boundaries for yourself, because if you don't set them, nobody will.
Yeah.
You're the only one that can set the boundaries. And yeah, just determine what works for you. It's trial and error, really. But I would say that setting a time really helps. That after 7, it's done.
I think for some people, at least including me, there was a time where it was very difficult to set those boundaries, to say to coworkers, after that time we're not available anymore, because at least for me came up the thought, but what if there's coming something important? What if they just like need to talk to me then about something very important? Or when you cut off usually then WhatsApp, or maybe mute the other chat, that could be an option. It's really difficult sometimes to set those boundaries, and then to maybe just ask, instead of just setting those boundaries, ask, is it okay if I set those boundaries, or say if I don't answer after those times? Might like make this barrier of just setting those boundaries a bit easier.
Yeah. Well, use Slack so I can turn off my computer and forget about you. WhatsApp just for personal stuff. Yeah, that's good.
If you can do that,
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and if somebody forgets it, then you just politely remind them, or yeah, just not politely remind them.
Or just use whatever
Just
style
remind them.
fits
Yes, whatever you do you. Any other questions?
you. Love you too.
Okay. Then we're on time. I can't believe it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, yes. Also, if you have any feedback that you don't want to share publicly because it's it's pretty intense or whatever, then you just message us.
Super bad.
Yes, just reply to the email that we sent you or message us anywhere else.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, be well, and love your life. All of you. Yes, Bern. You
You're
said
awesome.
it.
Yes. Preach it.
Preach it.
Maybe somebody's writing right now.
Maybe somebody's writing this. Wait for 10.
See, so thank you.
Thank you.
For everyone.
Oh yes, enjoy your Sunday. That's true.
Nice weather, at least in Groningen.
Yes.
We got so lucky, like during almost the whole quarantine, like almost every day sunshine and almost blue sky. So it's like
unprecedented in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We would say so like 20 days of just straight up sun. Which is crazy.
So there are also some good parts going on. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that might be a good thing next time. Think about what other possibilities too.
So 10,
9,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Yeah.
Oh. 4, 3, 2.
So if you don't want to say anything anymore, you kind of get gently kicked out.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Just message us on
Have a good
other
day.
channels.
Mwah.
Bye. Drop everyone. Okay, got 5 minutes.
Okay, you get 5.
Nah. We're gone.